Hi, this is Derek Johnson with Tatango.com. Going to be showing you today the campaign functionality within Tatango.com. So Tatango.com campaigns are essentially a list of customers' mobile phone numbers that you're messaging on a consistent basis. So I've created a fictitious company here, Acme Retail, and I'm going to go in and manage this campaign. So the first thing you'll see is when you go manage a campaign within the Tatango software, you're going to see a dashboard. This dashboard is going to have, the active subscribers, average subscription rate, average unsubscribe rate, just kind of information about what's going on within the campaign, and really information that you can look at a glance and get an idea of how the campaign is doing. So the first thing that you want to do when setting up a text message marketing campaign on Tatango is to create an opt-in. So in text message marketing, customers have to opt in, and a lot of the times that happens through a keyword. A keyword is a phrase or a word that is texted into a short code, and a short code is a 5 to 6 digit phone number. And then once they do that, they're opted in. So what I've done here is I've created a double opt-in. And I've created the double opt-in with the keyword join. So when people text join to the short code, they're actually going to get this message, which we call as a request for information. And this message reads Acme Retail reply yes, and then a lot of the terms and conditions. So essentially the consumer first has to reply yes to the message, and then they're opted in. And when they opt in, they will get the opt-in message. Now, we're collecting the data Y or yes, but just so you know, you can collect any kind of data. This is our default customer subscriber data, but you could also create custom data. So you could collect, customer loyalty numbers or, their favorite color. It really doesn't matter, and you can create as many custom data points as you want. So if I wanted to collect a zip code, I could, instead of saying reply yes, I could say reply, with your zip code for recurring auto-dialed messages. I'm going to leave this as Y or yes. Reply yes. And then the nice thing about Tatango is you don't need to know how to code or write any code. We help you as a marketer create and manage your text messaging campaign. So what I mean by that is, let's say somebody replies with their email address when you're asking for them to reply Y or yes. Well, down here, you can set that response. And essentially, we call it a fail or fail retry message. So as you can see down here, it says response not understood because it didn't match Y or yes. And then we would say again, reply yes for recurring auto-dialed messages. Now you can edit this at any time, and the minute you edit it, it's live on the website. And then down at the very, very bottom here, you'll see there's a no response. So this is optional. And essentially, if a customer doesn't reply Y or yes or a zip code or whatever you're asking them for, you can follow up and set that follow-up for as many hours as you want after there's no response. And then also set the message that you're going to send those people to try to convince them to reply Y or yes. So this is the double opt-in. We do have single opt-ins. We also have a robust API, which will allow you to integrate Tatango and collect phone numbers from your own web forms. But we see the majority of customers at Tatango use what we call the mobile opt-in, which is when you use a keyword. So once you have customers opted in, I'm going to go to my subscribers tab up here. And as you can see here, we have all of my subscribers, and this is just a demo campaign, so I have 2 subscribers. And I can sort my subscribers by the ones that are subscribed, the ones that are unsubscribed, and the ones that are cleaned. So unsubscribed are people that reply stop, or you unsubscribe them yourself. Cleaned are going to be those subscribers that we've tried to message them after they've opted in, and maybe they've changed their phone number or their phone number no longer works. So we automatically remove those phone numbers from your campaign, so you're no longer sending messages to those subscribers. We have a really nice search functionality here, so I can search for a phone number, and then when I find a phone number, I can click View. And as you can see here, there's a lot of default information about the subscriber. I don't have much information about these subscribers because I haven't collected it, through a mobile opt-in like I could have with the zip code as I was showing you. Or you can sync your database with our API and pull in information and share information between like a CRM or a web form. It is good to note that you manually can unsubscribe people as well. So if someone calls in and says, I do not want to receive your text messages anymore, not only can they reply stop or unsubscribe to the text messages, which automatically removes them, you can also just go in here, search their phone number, and click unsubscribe. Another feature I really like is the subscriber history. And this is going to be a history of this phone number's interaction with your campaign. So as you can see here, this is a full history of them joining the campaign, replying yes, opting in, receiving a scheduled after opt-in message, this is this one, and then sending a mass text message, which is this one, which they replied to, which I'll show you later. So this is a really great tool if you're maybe trying to troubleshoot something where you're looking at a subscriber and trying to figure out, why they received a message or why they didn't receive a message. You can go here and look at their entire history. You can also come in here and edit things as well. So if you want to add an email address to the subscriber, you could by just typing it in and clicking save. I'm going to click return to subscribers here. One thing that's good to note is Tatango doesn't hold any of your information hostage. And what I mean by that is almost every single page within Tatango, if it has data on it, allows you to download that data in a CSV form. So we allow you to download your phone numbers, all the messages, the results of your messages, the analytics, everything is able to be downloaded in CSV form. We don't hold any of it hostage. It's all your data. Another great feature is the reports, and this is within the subscribers. Now, I don't have many subscribers, so it's not that interesting to look at right now. But when I do get more subscribers, I can start seeing trend lines here. I only have 2 subscribers, that's why there's only one trend line here. But I can also remove things. So there'll be 4 different charts on here. And as I remove different charts, I can kind of compare maybe, the opt-ins to the opt-outs, or, I just want to look at only the change. So I would remove these. And as I said before, you can always go down here and you can export your data, and you can see here, how many subscribers per day you're getting and how many opt-outs and then what the change is. So it's a running total. You can come in here and you can look at different date ranges, you can filter them, you can even produce custom date ranges, and figure out, I want to see what we did from January 2016 to now, and I could filter that. And once I'd have more subscribers, you'll see a pretty intricate and pretty good looking chart here that'll give you a lot of information. So once I have all these subscribers, right now, again, I only have 2, but once I have, 2,000, 200,000, 2 million subscribers, I click messaging. And this is where you want to send a message to all your subscribers or maybe a segment of those subscribers that you've collected. So as you can see here, when I clicked on messaging, you're first going to see your sent text messages. And I've sent a text message recently to all of my 2 subscribers. And again, as you'll see down here, you can export this information whenever you want. I can click View Report, and this will give me a report on the text message I sent to those subscribers. It'll tell you when the message started sending, when it was finished, how many recipients, how many MMS versus SMS messages. It gives you all of the data that you're going to need. Also down here, I'll tell you how many subscribers are on AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile. If you had a link in your text message, and you get a nice preview here, if you had a link in your text message, we would give you information on how many people clicked on your link and what that click-through rate is. Again, you can download this information all in a nice CSV form. What's really cool too about this page, this sent message report as we call it, is you can also see replies. So you can see that this is my phone number. I replied to this mass text message with awesome deal. Thank you for sending to me. And there's my phone number. So if I wanted to, I could click on this phone number. And again, I would get to see, the message history and any information about this subscriber. So I'm going to send a message. So I'm going to click this big green button here. And this is the page that you send a mass text message from. Now you can send actually an SMS or an MMS message. An SMS message is a plain 160 characters in the United States. An MMS message, and when I click on this, you'll see it's much more robust. An MMS message, and when I type it in, you'll see it previewed on the right-hand side here. This is the subject line. So you're going to get 50 characters for a subject line, which on most phones will appear as like in a bold font on the phone. You're going to get 500 characters of text. So, this is my special text message promotion. And then you get to include a media content, which could be a V card, it could be an image, it could be a GIF, it could be a video. There's a bunch of different things that you can include in an MMS message, which you can't include in an SMS message. So I can go in here and I can click, find an image that I like or a video. And once it's uploaded, they'll preview here. And then you can also set your fallback message. So a small amount of phones cannot accept MMS messages. So when we find those phones as one of your subscriber, we'll send them a fallback message, which is essentially an SMS message with a link to the content that they can see the image and the 500 characters of text in the subject line within their mobile browser. So this is my fallback message. Now what's really great about Tatango is you can decide at any time if you want to switch back between SMS or MMS when you send your message. So I'm going to go back to SMS. And again, as I was explaining earlier, you only get 160 characters for a text message. Now there's a few different features up here as you can see. The first one is a shortened URL. So if I want to put a URL into my message, because I only have 160 characters, you definitely want to shorten that URL, and Tatango does that for you. So I can click shrink here, and it will create a shortened URL. The nice thing about these shortened URLs is we can also track how many people click on the URLs, so we'll be able to give you that information in your sent text message report. Another cool feature here on the send text message screen is you can insert merge tags. And merge tags are essentially pulling information about subscribers into the message. So I'm going to show you something I think is kind of cool. I'm going to address and personalize this message to each one of my subscribers by using their first name. So I'm going to go merge tag. And I'm going to find, you can see there's a lot of different information in here. I'm going to click first name, and it just inserts it into the creation field here. And what's really cool is I can click view dynamic data. And what this is going to do is it's going to show me all of my phone numbers and what actually the merge tag is going to be replaced with in the text message. So if this one is Alex, this is Alex's mobile phone number. If I go to the next phone number, which is my mobile phone number, it's going to say, hey, Derek. So this is a great way to personalize a text message. As I showed you here, you can put email addresses as merge tags, birthdays, zip codes, phone numbers, even custom data fields like a loyalty program number you can put into the text message. Another feature here, which I don't have active just because this is a demo account, is a coupon code group. And a coupon code group is going to be a unique set of coupons that are one-offs, so only can be used by one subscriber. So the reason that someone would want to use a coupon code group, and essentially it acts like a merge tag, you would click on this and then it would insert it into your message. And essentially what it is it's a unique coupon code that is sent to each unique phone number. So that means when like myself here, if I took in that unique coupon code into a store and I enter or show that code to the cashier, in their point of sale system, they would void out that coupon so it can't be used in the future by other subscribers. So this makes sure that you don't have any coupon code fraud, or a coupon is not shared past the amount of subscribers that you're sending a message to. Then as you scroll down here, you see you have two options: send now and then schedule. Send now is pretty obvious. You click send now and you click send text message and it will send to everybody right away. If you click schedule here, you get a bunch of different options. The first one is on exactly. This one allows you to select a date, like let's say I want to select December 15th at 1 p.m. and that would send to all my subscribers on December 15th at 1 p.m. As you'll see down here, I've selected send based on my time zone, which I'm in the Pacific time zone. If I want to send based on my subscribers' time zone, let's say I'm a national chain and I have subscribers in all the different time zones in the United States, I could click send based on my subscribers' time zones. So this would then send in multiple different sends at 1 p.m. for each time zone, depending on who my subscribers are and what time zones they're located in. So this is a great feature for national companies that have multiple locations in multiple time zones. We also have features that allow you to schedule a message for after opt-ins. So this would be when someone opts in, you could send a message to thank them for opting in. And this could be after the initial opt-in, or after the non-initial opt-in. So a bunch of different ways that you can customize your campaign. We also allow you to send it before or after their birthday. So I could send, a birthday message one day after their birthday, or maybe one day before their birthday. Then at the very bottom down here, one thing I almost missed here is send test message. This is great for before you send a test message, especially if it's an MMS message, because there's an image or a video in there, plus a lot of text. You want to see how it looks on the mobile phone, and maybe even share it, with some employees or team members to make sure it looks, good for everybody. So I could click send test message, and all I have to do is type in either my own phone number or multiple phone numbers, and just separate it by a comma and a space. And when you click send text message, it will send that message to those phone numbers without sending it to everybody. So you can get an idea of what it's going to look like before you click send to everybody. Then at the very bottom here, you can see that I currently have send to entire list. This means it's going to go out to all of my subscribers that are part of my campaign. If I click send to segments, I'm actually creating a segment of my list. So it's not going to go out to all of my subscribers. It's only going to go to a certain segment of my list. So I have two options: subscribers match any of the following conditions or all of the following conditions. So I'm going to say all. And I can go in here and I can say there's a bunch of different options here. So we could say time zone is or is not, or zip code is or is not, or is within 25 miles of a zip code. I could say their birthday is after, before. There's just a bunch of ways that you can segment out your list here. An example I could use is zip code is within 25 miles of, let's say, 98121. And when I click refresh segment, there's two subscribers. We're both located in Seattle, so this is matching this segment. And you can build as many segments as you want here. And you could say, if you wanted to, I want to select all, and I want to say zip code is within 25 miles of 98121, but their age is greater than 25. And because I don't have age set currently, that would be 0 subscribers. But you can build as advanced segments as you want with area codes, the wireless carrier that they have, when they were added, their gender, and then you can also add in custom subscriber fields so you can segment by those as well. So once you've set everything as you want it to be set, then you would click Schedule SMS Message. And then all you have to do is click Schedule SMS Message, or if you would click Send Now, then you just click Send Now. Once you schedule it, it will send on that specific time, or if you're sending now, it'll send right away. And again, as I showed you previously, when you send a text message, you'll be able to view the report of that text message and see all the results, whether it's an SMS or an MMS message. And these are the results from a previous message I sent. Another cool feature on the Sent Text Messages page is the scheduled messages. So here you're going to have your sent text messages. These are the ones that have gone out en masse to your subscribers. The scheduled are going to be both the after opt-in messages and then also the ones that are going to be mass text messaged out to your subscribers. So I can go in here, not only can I see a report, I can also edit this message if I like. I can also pause it too if it's a scheduled after opt-in message. So there are some additional features I just want to run through real quick in the settings here. So you have your general settings, which have a lot of different kind of levers that you can pull and different settings that you can change. One of the interesting parts is the email alerts. So this allows you to receive an email either daily or as it happens for new subscribers and unsubscribes. So you don't even need to log into Tatango on a daily basis. You can get an email daily or even when someone subscribes or unsubscribes. So it makes it really easy. You don't have to check Tatango all the time. And that's under the general settings. You're also going to have your system responses. Again, as I said at the very start, you don't need to know how to code to use Tatango. So what we've done is we've allowed you to set up the responses for things like your help or stop message, or even if they're already subscribed and they try to opt in again, you can set this and then all you have to do is click Save Changes and it's automatically live on the website. We also have integrations. We integrate with a lot of different CRM and email partners. We have webhooks. We have custom fields, as I was talking about before. You can go in and you can create your own custom fields. So whether this is a loyalty number, an employee ID, whatever it is, you can come in here and create a custom field and store it with our default fields. We also have subscriber tags. I don't have any tags. Actually, I think I do. For this one, I have a few tags. And essentially, a subscriber tag is a word or phrase that is associated. So if you had a tag for special customers, you could tag the special customers with that tag and then use that as a segment for your future messages. So when you go send a message, you could say, I only want to send to the special customers. And that would be a certain subset or segment of your list. And you can search through your tags and see how many people have them. Another interesting feature that we have at Tatango for a campaign is if you want to do A/B testing, which means you want to send out two different variations of a message, see which one performs better only to a small portion of your list, and then send the winner or the better performing message to everybody else, you can do that with our A/B testing. So what you're actually doing is you're creating subscriber tags. So what I've done here is I've selected A, B, and C to have 5% of my list, and then D, I have the remainder, 85% of my list. And essentially what our system has done, and that's why I had tags on the previous page, is it's going to tag 5% of my subscribers with this tag, 5% of my subscribers with this tag, another 5% with this tag, and then the remainder with this tag. So what I would do in this case is I would go and send a message, and for my first version of the message, I would say I only want to message people or subscribers with this tag. And then I would try another version with this tag, and then another version with this tag. So I'd be trying 3 different versions in this scenario. And then I'd wait a little bit, see which one had a better result, and then I would send the better one to the subscribers that have this tag, which are the remaining subscribers. So that's essentially how someone can manage a text message marketing campaign using Tatango.com. If you have any questions, let us know, and hopefully you like the demo that we have for you today.